calling all the heroes. Welcome to Transforming Tuesdays, the signature show from the Becoming Heroes video channel. I'm Lex McKee and I'm looking for heroes just like you. First up, I want to say thank you very much for the gift of your time and your attention for this video. I'm so excited. This is episode 2 in our Transforming Tuesdays. And in this one, we're going to talk about formatting the future. Formatting the future. You have within your power the ability to format your future. And we're going to talk about that in 3 ways. First of all, the frame you use in your mind, your mind frame, your mindset, your perception of the future. That affects everything, every opportunity you notice in life. So we're going to expand on that in a moment. I'm going to talk about your frames of communication. Do you communicate through the square window? How about through the arched window? Do you communicate with others through the round window? Or are you so innovative and out there that you don't have a window at all? You have this style, the squiggle. So the second subject area we're going to look at is the frames of your future, the frames that you use for communicating. You might use a blend of those. We call that the rectangle. And then finally, what I want to talk about is reframing what happens to you, just in case your past is adversely affecting your future. First up then, memories of the future. And this is your perception of the future. It's a wonderful concept, memories of the future, that comes from the University of Lund in Sweden, from Professor David Ingvar. And he, throughout his life, researched the fact that your brain is a scenario making machine. It's forever going, what if we do this? Let's do that. And it's thinking about the future in scenes or scenarios or situations. Now the only place your brain can store those future scenarios is in your memory banks, something we associate with the past. So he came up with the phrase in Swedish, memories of the future. So what? Good question. The so what is, your memories of the future are like maps in your mind that set your conscious mind to look for certain opportunities. Let's do the negative first. If your memory of the future, your scenarios which you are painting in your mind about what's going to happen in the future are doom and gloom, your brain is primed to notice every single bit of evidence that suggests that future is coming to pass, that doom and gloom is the truth for you. I think you can hear from my voice, we do not want to go there. So if we have a realistic but exciting and uplifting vision of future opportunities, then our senses, which are tracking everything all the time, will alert to our conscious mind opportunities when they arise, when they knock, when they reveal themselves. That means if you want to be open to the biggest number of opportunities, the widest opportunities, the most glorious, the brightest, the biggest, the best, and the boldest opportunities in life, you need to run those as a scenario in your mind first, so that your mind stores that as a map, a memory of the future. So the first way to format the future is to set yourself up for success by having a positive visualization of the good things that could happen to you and your family and your causes in the future. The second way to format your future is to improve your future communication skills. In NLP, we talk about pacing and leading. Pacing and leading is about pacing someone in their model of the world. And one of the most important models of the world is the way we describe the world. So some people you meet are going to communicate with you through the square window. When they communicate with you through the square window, they're going to have attention to detail. Imagine that square being like a tick box. They're looking for details and to do things where they can go tick, tick, tick. And when you tick all their boxes in your communication style, then they're going to go, I like the way you communicate. I like the cut of your cloth. You're my kind of person. Let's move further. And that's when you can lead them into a wider range of opportunities of different communication styles. Other people are going to choose the triangle frame first as their first frame of communication. I call it the arched window in homage to a certain children's program when I was growing up called Play School. When people speak to you through the arched window, through the pointed window, they are a lot more pointy. It's kind of jagged and to the point. And it's quite staccato. If that was like a sound wave, it would be da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, like a sawtooth. They want you to get to the point quickly. They don't want a hug. They don't want chit-chat to make them at ease. They're focused on what's the point. Get to the point. What's the outcome? And you can tell that sort of person very quickly by the way they dress, by the way they speak to you, by the speed of their speech, by the fact that they avoid all casual chit-chat and get to the point. Now you imagine if someone's in the box mode, talking about detail, ticking all the boxes, being very careful and very polite, that might clash with someone in the triangle mode who goes, why are we doing this? What do we want to achieve? So knowing how to communicate through that window will give you a better future. Then we have those who communicate through the round window, and they're very, very different. For people who communicate through the round window, it's all about you. How are you? Tell me how you are. And when you lie to them and say, I'm fine, they'll touch you and say, no, how are you really? And if you want to communicate with them successfully in your future, you need to pace their view of the world, which is an inclusive world, which is a compassionate world, which is a comparing world. Does that mean that people who communicate in the box mode and the triangle mode aren't compassionate and caring? Yes, they are, but in their own way. It doesn't look like it to someone who's in circle mode, who's all about the active listening, reflective listening, and really thinking about the people aspects of the communication. So you can imagine going into a company as a consultant, and if the people you are pitching to are primarily in box mode, then you need to come up with the facts, the data, the black and white thinking. Here's what we're going to achieve, tick all those boxes. If they're in the triangle mode, the arch window, they're going to want you to get to the point very quickly. They're going to want you to be bright, to be brief, and to be gone. In circle mode, it's all about building the relationship upon shared values. Well, that leaves the last shape, doesn't it? Then there's the squiggle mode. It's not really a frame, is it? It doesn't have a frame around it. In fact, it's the only communication style that doesn't have a frame. And that's the kind of people who are really into innovation, creativity, new ideas, novelty. They might wear novel dress in terms of their dress code might be far more casual or more flamboyant. It can be very, very smart, but it's likely to be highly colourful. They want you to excite them. They want you to be energetic. They want you to be enthusiastic. They want you to be awesome and wow. They're the only people that use multiple exclamation marks. So your future is going to be brighter if you can spot these communication styles, pace them, and then lead them into a fuller understanding of the world in which you live and move and have your being as a hero. The final way we're going to format your future is to think about reframing. Your present experience is very much the sum of the way you have interpreted your past experiences. You might feel lucky, you might feel unlucky, you might feel happy, you might feel sad, you might feel that the world has enormous opportunities and hope ahead of you, or it's doomy and gloomy. This is all because of the way you have interpreted your experience. So again, in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, one of the greatest tools we use is reframing. In fact, if you think about the communication model we've just used, you might be naturally a squiggle like me, bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. When I come to communicate with someone who's in box mode, triangle mode, or circle mode through those windows, I have to reframe my style to match what they need. So that's an example of reframing, but usually reframing is around the area of meaning. So if you can look into your future and find some stuff that you go, do you know, I'm not very happy about that. I don't think it's going to work. Reframe your belief and your expectation about the future. And look into your past. Many people are victims of their past. They have taken it as written in stone, some of the things that have happened to them and the meaning that they've ascribed to them. You don't have to do that anymore. You can look at the past and you can go, what can I learn from this? What can I change? What would I do differently next time? All of those are reframing questions where you come up with a better, more empowering interpretation of your past an experience of the present that you really enjoy because you've reframed that. I know people that can have a really good day, and if one thing goes wrong, it's just like, oh, it's a dreadful day. That needs to be reframed. So if you're not having a good day today, for example, start looking for the things you're grateful for. And they can be simple things. I love my goat's milk soap. It's like luxury. It's like being an emperor to me, the shower and the soap, the decent coffee we have, the decent tea, these tiny little things. If you stack up your gratitude, you will soon reframe your day to be an amazing day, which I want you to have as a hero. That's it then. If you want to reframe or format your future, there are 3 ways. First of all, have that positive vision of the future so that you have the maps of success ready to set you for success. Change your communications frames so that you can meet where your customers are at and adapt to them and then lead them to the widest possible experience of the universe. And if you have any setbacks, or if you need to rethink your meaning that you're ascribing to your experiences, reframe things and then seize your future so that you can live the life you have imagined. Because folks, you will live the life you have imagined. So imagine great things. Thanks for tuning in. I look forward to the next Transformational Tuesday, and there may be some broadcasts in between. Live long and prosper.